Here's our honest review of Emirates first class from New York to Dubai. After checking in and going through security, we made our way to the lounge on the second level. And if you're flying first or business class, you can actually board the plane directly from the lounge. They do have a pretty extensive buffet inside of the lounge. You have your pastries, your Arabic food, and obviously alcohol, champagne, Vouv. But we knew that we were going to fly first class, so we didn't want to fill up on kind of more basic buffet food because we knew we were going to try to experience a lot of their a la carte dining. So we just had something light and then we prepared to board the plane. And honestly, if we weren't about to board this flight, I would have loaded up on the buffet, but it is first class, so we got to save some room in our stomachs. The flight attendant greets you and takes you to your suite, which is really cool. Obviously, they have a top-notch level of service. The suites are really comfortable. It's like having your own little cubicle in the sky. You have these doors that can close and a partition if you're flying by yourself. I'm flying with Brad, obviously, so we kept the partition down. And the nice part is if he tries me, I can put it back up. Or if you're obviously flying by yourself and you want privacy, you can make sure that that stays up. They do provide you with a little goodie basket of treats and a variety of soft beverages, water that you can, drink throughout the flight. However, when you're taking off or landing, they do require this to be closed. Understandably, obviously they don't want anybody to get hurt. And while you're still on the ground, they serve you Vouv. Interesting fact though is the reason why they don't serve you Dom Pérignon until the doors actually close is because they would have to pay the alcohol tax on Dom Pérignon as opposed to Vouv, which would be quite significant. So I suppose we'll settle for the Vouv for now. And Brad, who's 6'5", fits comfortably. What's really nice about the first class is that it's in a 1-2-1 configuration, so there's plenty of room, in front of you, and the seats are wide. They do serve you a variety of dates and Arabic coffee. However, to respect the privacy of the flight attendants, I didn't record that part. However, the coffee's good and the dates are dates. And getting to our absolute favorite part of the flight, the a la carte menu. Basically, you can order whatever you want, whenever you want throughout the entire flight. I'm talking juices, coffee, teas, specialty drinks, cocktails, $1,000 bottles of Hennessy Paradis. We did book this flight with miles. We transferred them from Amex to Emirates loyalty program. However, this flight is not cheap, so you definitely want to get the best bang for your buck. If you want to know the exact points miles breakdown, check below. Anyway, let's get back to the food. So they obviously serve a variety of meals. We're going to be traveling overnight, so they have breakfast, main courses, and desserts with light snacks and movie snacks, which is kind of cool. I haven't seen that on any other flight. And if you're someone who appreciates wines, they do have a very decent selection. The champagne is, like I said before, Dom Pérignon 2013, and they do have a wide selection of Scotches and my favorite, Hennessy Paradis. And once you board, before you take off, they do give you a gender-specific toiletry kit. This one came with a Bvlgari cologne called Tiger, which actually smells amazing. It also has your basic toiletries, shaver, toothbrush and toothpaste, comb, and a variety of other things that you may need through the flight, like lotion. And inside of the table in front of you, you do have a writing kit, a pillow mist, facial toner, a variety of things that you would use normally before you go to bed, just in case you forgot them, and obviously deodorant. Hopefully everyone remembers to put it on. And I'm kind of a cologne snob, but this Bvlgari Tiger, when I tell you it smells good and it's gonna be the next thing, it's gonna be the next thing. Each of the suites has a fairly large entertainment screen, and you can actually watch the plane from a variety of angles. You can watch from the front, from the side, from the back. And on the chair itself, you have your options on how you want to recline the chair, whether you want to put it into a complete bed. And Brad is already acting weird. I'm almost ready to put that partition back up. But luckily for him, a snack came. They gave us a prosciutto with melon and a tomato and cheese salad. And I was obviously indulging in some Dom Pérignon, but that's nobody's business. Brad was having the Hennessy Paradis, which is amazing. If you haven't had it, I mean, I wouldn't recommend going out and spending $1,000 on a bottle of it, but if you do take this flight, I highly, highly, highly recommend having at least 2. And the service, honestly, is next level, especially for an airline. American Airlines, you're definitely lacking by like 100%. When you arrive, they remember your name, they seat you, and every little aspect of service, whether it be a snack or a main course like this, we're gonna start with the caviar, obviously, because why not? They don't skip a beat. And when you're having a traditional caviar setup like this, there's so many different little elements that if it's not done right or if something's missing, it really can throw everything off. So this being one of their signature dishes, they definitely execute it. And in the bathrooms, I always wonder why they have these kind of ashtrays if you're not supposed to be smoking, but I guess it's so people don't burn the place down. So after we ate the caviar, we decided we were gonna go into the back and have a cocktail in the lounge, the bar area. This was probably one of my favorite features of this flight, especially if you're gonna be flying business class, because you can get up, you can interact. Sometimes there'll be, a group of people here. When we were here, there was nobody there. They do only have like the typical selection of alcohol. The premium drinks they don't have here, so I would recommend having something different or just taking your drink from from your seat and coming back here. They did have a nice little selection of pastries. We had this little carrot cake and it was actually very, very good. We had a little bit of time to chill out and watch movies. The screen in front of you is nice because it is pretty expansive and you have a variety of options on how to, control the TV and the interactive aspect of it. There's a remote on the side, it's a touch screen, and then obviously it's time to get down and grab on some dinner. And if you guys haven't watched this movie, don't. So then they got us all set up for dinner. Brad is double fisting. It looks like he has some Dom Pérignon and some Hennessy Paradis. Brad decided to have the cream of spinach soup, and I had the chicken soup. He said the cream of spinach soup was really good. Mine was not so, it wasn't amazing. It was like a typical kind of soup that you could get anywhere. I wasn't that impressed with it. The garlic bread though, top notch, next level, highly recommend. Brad also had the crab timbale with poached king crab, avocado, and virgin Bloody Mary gel, 8 out of 10. And for my main entree, I had the prawn matchboos, which were marinated in traditional Emirati spices, served with rice, roasted pine nuts, and fried onions, 9 out of 10, absolutely delicious. And for Brad's main entree, chicken madras with rice, stuffed aubergine, and yellow lentil curry, 8 out of 10. And after eating all of this food, I honestly had no room for dessert. I know, sad me. But the flight attendant did recommend that I at least have a fruit plate. There was a lot of turbulence at this point, so I was glad that I was able to finish my appetizer, my main course. But Brad, on the other hand, had a sticky toffee pudding, which was served with salted caramel sauce, vanilla mousse, and a chocolate ganache. I mean, look at that. Seriously, that looks so good. I want one now. I did get an assortment of chocolates. This one was like a rose petal, there was a pistachio, a few with dates. And I really like the fact that they use like the Rolls-Royce Starry Night in the floor and the ceiling. It really kind of gets you in that relaxed mood, ready to watch a movie and chill out, have a few drinks, and go to sleep. Even though it's kind of hard to sleep on this because you want to eat and you want to drink and you want to experience the entire thing, but it is nice to get at least an hour or two of sleep. And outside of the bathrooms, they do have a bar area with, obviously liquor, wines, a few treats, which you can, if you're in first class, I believe you can just go over there and get it. I didn't really get anything besides the water, and then it was time to change. And for the sake of this video, I did wear the provided pajamas. They were comfortable, but just pajamas. And while I was changing into my pajamas, they turned my seat down into the fully functional bed. You do have a full-size pillow. The cushions are very comfortable. The blanket is, heavy. I wasn't quite ready to sleep, so I had some more Hennessy. That's nobody's business but my own. And I also had some of their popcorn, which they provide on their snack menu. And I also had these Wagyu beef sliders. Wow, these things were so juicy, so delicious. I honestly can't even imagine ever having this quality of food on a flight, but when I tell you these were delicious. And there really is plenty of space to store all of your, your belongings, your bags. You can, throw your slippers down, and you have that full size. It's almost like a twin size bed. It was definitely adequate for me. The one thing is it does get a little warm if you close the doors, but overall you can't really ask for much more in the air. I was able to get a few hours of sleep because right when we land, we're heading to the desert, which you guys can see in our next video. And when you first board, the flight attendant does ask you when you would like to take your shower. Yes, an actual shower in the air. When I tell you this bathroom was beautiful, it was spacious, and you get 5 minutes of water time, which is great. It kind of reminded me of one of those showers that's like in an RV. Anyway, the water pressure was very nice. You push the little button, it goes, and the temperature, it starts hot. You don't have to wait for it to, to warm up, which is nice, because if you had to wait, you're just watching your 5-minute clock countdown. It was definitely very refreshing. Obviously, having this experience in the air is like next level. There was actually a little bit of turbulence once I got in the shower, but I guess I just braced for it and I'm still here, so. And I don't think Brad slept at all. He's definitely getting his points worth. He's even having fun, obviously, closing the doors, which, like I said earlier, I do like the closed door feature. However, when you're like mid-flight, it does get a little warm in the cabin. And after overindulging this entire flight, I just had fruit for breakfast with a few pastries, some orange juice, and obviously I needed water because I've been drinking the entire flight. Brad, however, had eggs, chicken sausage, and vegetables. So now that we're about to land in Dubai, here's our honest, unbiased review. In-flight service was exceptional. We're gonna also give it a 9. And for airline food, obviously was very, very good. We're gonna give it an 8. Thank you guys so much for taking the time to watch this video. If you're into luxury, unique travel, make sure to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like.